It's a little breezy today. We're gonna be doing a little bit of fall tillage. First off, we got the chisel hooked up. We're gonna be taking out some compacted end rows with that. We also have, Dad's doing some Instagram. We also have the tillage machine hooked up to the four-wheel drive. Dad's gonna be hitting some wet sloughs, hoping we can dry those out, get some black dirt up, make it so it warms up faster in the fall. And so he's gonna be headed down, hit some sloughs. I'm gonna be in the same field. And with this chisel, it kind of leaves things big clumps. And so Dad's even gonna hit what I do with that. So he's hopping in the cab, he's gonna head down the road, and I need to fill the 7215 with some fuel, and hopefully things aren't too dry. There he goes, taking off. Now a little bit about this chisel. It is about 40 years old. She, you know, she's been through a little. Last time I used it, I actually chiseled that because we calve in there. It gets pretty compacted, pretty rough in there. We think it should do pretty good. After I get those end rows done, oh, you can see we got some brand new tires on it. It used to have 13-inch rims, and those rims were rusted out. They were bad. The tires were bad on it too, the rubber. And so we tried finding more 13-inch rims. Couldn't find one. It was impossible. They don't make them anymore. I don't know. One of you guys might have some back home, but we ended up having to find some 15-inch rims. And so we're just gonna suck those up. They got quite a bit of adjustment in here. Suck those up. Actually, for being 40 years old, this thing runs really well. We did throw some lube at it. Tires are bigger, but we're just gonna suck those up more. I gotta fuel this up. Let's get rolling. It's actually a pretty neat story how Dad came across this when he bought it. So when we get done with this field and I get by Dad, I'll ask him the story towards the end of the video. He might wanna, it's kinda interesting. Hey, are you okay? I'm pretty sure it's 14 foot wide. You can see there's a big clump of concrete on the back. That's just to help dig it into the ground. It's been a little dry. We haven't had much rain lately. Plus we're hitting up some really compacted soil. Hopefully it's not too troublesome getting into the ground. I feel like, you know, with it being kind of old and kind of used and probably abused, if it is tough getting into the ground, we might just tear it in half. But we'll see. Last time I used it, it did just fine. Nothing broke on it. Honestly, it seems like a pretty solid unit. Unlike that Coon, that is definitely not in one piece. Oofta. One thing I can say is we got some brand new tires on here, some new rubber. So in the tire department, we should be pretty good. All right, so we made it down to the field. Dad's out here somewhere hitting up some sloughs. Oh, he's actually right down over there. Basically what I'm doing is everywhere that you can see everything's flattened out, you know, the corn stalks aren't standing, they've been driven, either one. I'm gonna hit that, and we're just gonna try it out and see how it goes. I'll start her off in B, get some front wheel 2 going, get a little RPM running. I'm not gonna use auto steer, just don't feel the need. We're doing it. Well, that didn't take long. Little pluggage going on. How fast do you think I should go with this?
Oh, about 6.
6? That ain't bad. Okay. Does he know his disc's not in the ground? Oh, there he's stopping. And he's backing up. Come on, Dad, you're better than that. He's probably thinking, man, that's pulling good. Man, it's really cool. I mean, if you just watch one of the chisels in particular, it like shoots up solid dirt. It's like a stream of dirt. Maybe I'll throw the camera back there and try to hone in on one of those if you can't see it from here. It's just fun. You can definitely feel the chisel behind this thing. We got 215 horse. Last tractor I used when I was doing this was the 7530 when we still owned that. And that thing's rated at like 180. So I was slipping hard with that. I know this thing has more weight, so I think it holds its own a little better, but I definitely am slipping every once in a while, and it's not even muddy. Okay, we're gonna pass right through where all the traffic is. I shifted down a little bit. It might be kind of tough on the tractor. Might be a little gravel down in there too. Ain't too bad. Right here there's a bar that shows how hard the tractor's working, and it does pop up all the way to the, basically to the max every once in a while. So it's definitely not, you know, it's not a harrow back there. I can see Dad tilling up the stuff I chiseled on the other side of the trees. It looks like he's going pretty slow. I wonder if it's really bumpy. When I turn on stuff that I've already chiseled, it's pretty dang bumpy. I suppose I'll probably call him before I chisel that entire old stand of alfalfa, because if he can't stand it and we think we're just going to be hard on equipment doing it, then we probably just will not do that whole 17 acres. Save a lot of time and a lot of riding in the bumpy tractor. See how things are looking. They're definitely wore. Oh, they're warm. But we still got all our shoes, or whatever they're called, shoes. I'm not sure what they're called. Got it right there.
I like it.
All right. Is it really bumpy?
No.
Awesome.
This
Good
tractor keeps it from being very bad with all the big tires. If you had small tires, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. This right here is pretty bumpy.
That's why you don't want to leave your end rows chiseled if you're going to fertilize in the winter.
Yeah.
Because then they freeze, and then there's no give to them at all, you know, if you're fertilizing then. So
Yeah.
that's why I was adamant about, when you were adamant that you were going to do some chiseling of some end rows, I was adamant that we were going to knock them back down before they freeze up, because I like to fertilize this type of stuff to where the fertilizer doesn't move, you know.
P and K doesn't leach.
So I want to be able to fertilize anytime in the fall or winter without worrying about
Breaking a leaf spring.
frozen rough end rows that, yes, for full fertilizer spreaders with fertilizer and frozen ground are a bad combination.
Full fertilizers with frozen ground is not fantastic.
A whole lot of F's going on when that happens.
Yeah, F-bombs.
Well, fertilizer.
Oh. I had mentioned how old that chisel is, and I thought you might want to talk about the story of when you bought it.
Yes, so where we live, there was a farm sale there in, I think 1982. I came back to start farming in the spring of 82, and one of the first business transactions that came along for me was the owner of that place came, and they weren't gonna farm anymore, and they were gonna move out west, and in order for his insurance to be good on the place, he wanted me to live there, and I did. But he had the ground rented out to some people from Iowa, and they broke everything. There was sod, you know, there was grass, and they put everything into beans. And I hear that the beans ran 7 bushel an acre that year. And this in 1982, when I saw beans in the field, I actually walked out in the field to see what soybeans looked like, because we were oats and corn rotation in this area back then. But anyway, back to the chisel. He sold his machinery, and he had that 15-foot mounted chisel on the farm sale, and so that might have been before 80. No, it was in 82, I believe. And I gave $800 for that chisel, and it's been good. We put that cement block on it, Dad and I, but to be able to go from moldboard plowing to chisel plowing made our life way easier, because you could do twice as much in a day. The people from Iowa just farmed it the first year, and then after that he rented it all to us, and then 5 years later we bought it all from him, most all of it. We bought 6 of the 8 quarters that he owned in 1987. End of the story.
Oh, that's a lot of quarters.
Oh, my dad
Was
bought
that all at one time?
Yep, one deal.
Oh.
It was 5 quarters. So I was 25 years old at the time. I bought 1 quarter. My older brother Greg bought 2 quarters, and my dad bought 1 quarter. That totals 4 quarters, not 5.
Not 6, not 5, but it's 4.
Well, you know,
Yeah, I got you.
it's been a while.
Uh-huh.
Been a while.
All right, so that alfalfa field is just on the other side of those trees. I don't know how many acres an hour I can get done, but it's probably gonna take me like 3 hours. Definitely gonna use some auto steer on that one. I don't know what's going on. I'm about to drive on the highway. I don't really want four-wheel drive on. Why won't you go away? Oh yeah, you just had to push it 40 times. Duh. This is our alfalfa. We harvested it 4 times. We got 4 cuttings off this. And here's the reason why we killed it off. There's one alfalfa plant there, one there, some weird grass stuff right there. It's thin. This is actually like the worst spot. It's a little better. But we sprayed it off. We had it sprayed off. And now we're obviously gonna chisel it. This has been alfalfa for 8 years at least. There's been a lot of tires, a lot of compaction. I'm gonna throw the chisel in the ground. We're gonna tear it apart. Also, I wanna mention, a few videos ago, I was talking about my grandma's farm sale. I butchered the dates bad. I got that so wrong. I got part of it. It does close October 2nd of this year. It's all online. It starts September 25th. I just wanted to fix that. There's all kinds of equipment. Check that out if you're interested. I'll put the link down below. This is gonna be sweet. Watch this thing dive into the ground. Now that looks pretty sweet. Man, that is rich. You can smell the geosmin. Yeah, this 15 foot at a time takes a while. I did not bring enough water. I got some great news. Look at this. Found one. Brand spanking new. We're getting towards this end. There's a lot of drowned out and a lot of grass started coming. And so it's really soddy down in there. You gotta check out what it looks like. Just throws up big chunks of turf. Look at that. Oh my lantern. Isn't that satisfying? Bouncing over it isn't very satisfying, but watching it tear it up, that's pretty sweet. Boss man came out.
Not quite level.
Oh.
Back's not going in deep enough.
Okay. Boss man says I'm doing a bad job. Alright, so we just got some bumpy end rows left. Then we'll be done with this. We'll be out of here. still okay? Looks like it's in one piece. And it took all that time to do 17 acres. I'm used to going 10 mile an hour in a 30-foot wide machine, but we got something done. I think next year we're gonna plant sorghum in there. That way we have a little bit more silage. And then either one more year or maybe just that following year, we're gonna put alfalfa back in. We really like this field as alfalfa. It's kind of shaped weird. It's close to haul bales. It's just really nice, and we don't need another really big field of alfalfa. So the 17 acres would just be dandy. My auto steer's off. I kid you not, I haven't touched the wheel in about a mile. It's just, oh, this bump might mess it up. No. Oh, we're headed for the ditch. Okay. Dang it. I'm not even kidding, man. I went about it was probably a half mile. But there was a long ways where I didn't have to, it's doing it again. Yesterday we started working on getting the soybean header ready, and we noticed a few issues. Number one, in our single point hookup, that one right there, it just won't recoil. We took it apart, we thought we had it fixed, and then we plugged it back in, and it didn't work. Also, when we started the combine, it started yelling codes, and we were just like, what the heck, it was fine last year. And then, look at this. Somebody bit through both these wire harnesses. There's like 12 wires in there. There's probably, I'd say, 4 in there. Just snapped them all. And I'm guessing a little rat climbed up here and said, ooh, this looks like it'll taste good. Son of a gun. So we got someone coming out. They're supposed to come out today. They might still make it. But anyway, I guarantee you, unless I'm a liar, that next video, we're going to be starting soybeans. Definitely going to be ready here soon, so that's exciting. Be looking for that. Doesn't that just look, oh man, that's a picture right there, I tell you what. So that was pretty fun. I haven't done some tillage for quite a while. The chisel didn't break down, so that's a win. Now I got to mow the lawn, so that's something. I wouldn't say fun, but I got to do it. But it needs done. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Oofta. Have a good one.
Something weird's going on this morning, Cole.
What's that?
Well, I came out this morning and looked the steers over, and there's an extra steer in the pen.
Oh, that's not a steer. That's Ron from Hartung Family Farms.
What the heck?